Ah, yes. Euro 2024's Group C. C is probably too nice a letter to describe the quality of and excitement in this group, which really had none of it. I'd give this group F minus. Is there a worse grade for it? But yeah, so that was yeah, that's a part of my life I'll never get back. But yeah, but I guess in a way it is a bit hilarious. I guess it is kind of a bit hilarious to see how bad it is. It's like the so bad it's so good category, or it's just really so bad it's so bad. But anyway, it is by statistically, Euro 2024's Group C is the worst. It's the worst group ever at a European Championship. Of course, in terms of goals scored, goals conceded, number of goals really, and boy, there are a lot more stats. Objective XG. I haven't really looked up XG and all that, but that certainly would have been number of shots and all that. That certainly would make an interesting read. But it kind of made me think: how does Euro 2024's Group C compared to many other groups in the past from different other tournaments, World Cups. We looked at AFCON's past Euros, and it is. There have been some shockers, and I thought, here's a look at a couple other absolute so bad it's so bad group stages from the past, and see if how Euro 2024 compare Euro 2020 Group C of Euro 2024 compare. So we go to the 1988 African Cup of Nations for our first shocker here. This, of course, you're just watching Algeria here. Gotta love the 1980s sort of graphics and the star. Oh, you see the star wipes here. This was one of the glory times for Algeria. And right here we've got Group A, which has had this aforementioned Algeria, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and Zaire. Now, as you can see, I've gone for groups where only the most goal scored by a team is 3, and here you get an absolute whopper here. Can't look at the number of 1-1 draws you can see here, and then you get to match day 2, Morocco beating Algeria 1-0. And then Algeria came back to beat Zaire 1-0. Cote d'Ivoire and Zaire missed out here.
By Steve
but as you see,
just on as a substitute, and Sheedy swept the ball past Peter
here. Of course, this is the one that everyone talks about, the 1990 World Cup Group F in particular.
Half mistake, heavily punished.
Arguably the worst group in World Cup history. As you can see here, England win the group ahead of Ireland, Republic of Ireland. I've got to say Republic of Ireland because, of course, Northern Ireland has made the World Cup. The Netherlands and Egypt. And as you can see, the most goals each team has scored is 2, a measly 2. England topped the group by virtue of the fact that they were the only team to win a game. And that game, of course, as you'll see, was against Egypt. Egypt ultimately finishing bottom of the group. Ireland just got ahead of the Dutch, and ultimately that forced the Dutch to play the Germans in the second round. England were going to play Belgium, and Ireland would play Romania in a game that really befitted the whole tournament. But look, this 1990 World Cup is considered probably the worst World Cup in history, and this group pretty much epitomizes the whole tournament. Which is a shame. It's ironic though when you think they played all the games in Cagliari and Palermo in the south of Italy. You thought, great weather there. You think the football should be good. Maybe the mob was behind all this. Maybe they paid off these teams to not score more than 1 goal in this tournament. So not that we'll ever have any proof that ever happened. Right, so we skip forward 25 years. As I said, AFCON has featured a couple of these really shocking groups. But I guess with the changes after the 1990 World Cup, outlawing the back pass of the goalkeeper, 2-foot tackles, giving 3 points for a win for each group. They were intended to make football in the group stages more attacking, and by 90% of it has worked. It is undoubtedly a positive move. But then, but I guess you get the odd shock here. 2015, the 2015 AFCON Equatorial Guinea. This group features the eventual winners, Ivory Coast, along with Guinea, Mali, and fellow Western African team, giants Cameroon. Well, they just about get in, I think, because they've scored. The most goals each team has scored is 3. But if you can see, not like that group I was talking about in 1988, a lot of 1-1 draws there, and I got to see a lot of very similar coloured flags. Maybe that's why the goals seem to dry up there. Cameroon, who had one of the most successful teams in AFCON history, missed out. They lost. The key game was that 1-0 defeat to their local rivals Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, who eventually would go on, as you saw earlier, they would go on to win the tournament from a penalty shootout. Which, I guess this is not one of the best AFCONs ever for sure. Which of course brings us to Group C, Euro 2024. I guess the most recent of all these groups, and I think that it is clearly the worst group that the European Championships has ever seen. I mean, look, they only introduced the group stages in 1980, and for much of its time there was 2 groups, and then there were 4 groups. But by and large, yes, there have been some tight groups. I think Euro 92 stands out but certainly in an age where we've got we're in this age of the attacking of goals and all that and tactics. It is quite amazing to see a group so bereft of entertainment and all that. Having said that, having said that, in this age of tactics, maybe it's not surprising that we see a group like this. But it's particularly where you see a side like Slovenia being that efficient. So by the way, Denmark did finish ahead of Slovenia only by dint of the number of cards that they had. Well, they had less than Slovenia, so that's why they're second, even though they drew Slovenia. So I think it's probably best we stop talking about this. So there you have it. Probably the 4 worst groups you would ever think of in world football history for any tournament. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Have I missed out on any other tournaments? I had to troll through every Euros, AFCON, World Cup for this. So I mean, I guess, OFC Nations Cup, there's always going to be heaps of massive, Australia and New Zealand are going to always put teams by a lot of goals. I don't really not want to count. I guess, you could say that in itself, that makes a group very uncompetitive. But I was sort of talking more like in terms of like how dreary the action is here. So maybe Asian Cup, I'm really look at Copa America and the CONCACAF. But let me know if there are any sort of shocking groups that I missed out. But look, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and do check out more my Euro 2024 action and also as we head into the All Black season, there'll be a bit more about the rugby.